Shawn here. I'm going to be filming Gwen getting an HIV test for National HIV Testing Day, and we are at AIDS Services Group in Charlottesville, and this is the Batmobile of AIDS education.
Hey guys, Gwen here. I'm about to get an HIV test for National HIV Testing Day, so come along with me to see me get tested.
My name is Jason Elliott. I work here at the AIDS Services Group in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I'll be testing Gwen for HIV today. So what we're doing today is called a rapid HIV antibody test.
Okay.
Basically what we're doing is we're testing for antibodies for HIV, not HIV itself. Basically how that works is if your body's exposed to the virus, it says, like, oh my gosh, we gotta fight this thing off, we're gonna make these antibodies. And that's what we're looking for.
Okay.
So when we take the test today, it's gonna take 20 minutes to run, and then there are 3 possible outcomes for the results of this test.
Okay.
One is a non-reactive. A lot of people would call that a negative test. We call it non-reactive because it just means there weren't antibodies there. There's still a slight possibility that it's in your system. So we don't like the term negative.
Gotcha.
Because there's always a slight chance. That's why it's important to keep coming back regularly and getting your test.
Right.
The second option is what we call indeterminate. It means maybe the test just didn't quite work right, something was wonky with it when it was made or things like that. No sweat off our back, we're just going to run a second test and then we'll see what the results come back. The third option for results would be what we call a reactive test, and that means the test did pick up antibodies, and in that case what we do is we run a second test and we send that test off to an outside lab. That way they can test for the actual virus, not just antibodies.
Okay.
In that case we'll also notify the health department and say, okay, we have this reactive test, we want to set them up with treatment, and we want to get you as healthy as possible, as fast as possible. But other than that case, what happens here today stays here today.
Okay.
Whatever you talk about is just between you and me. We're not asking you a lot of these questions just because we want to know, like, oh, well, what's she got going on? What are we doing? Or anything like that. And if I see you, walking outside around town or something like that, I'm not gonna, hey, good job on your HIV test. It's nothing like that.
Okay.
Just the more we know how to help you.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and run the test, and we have 2 different options on how to run it. The first option is the oral swab. So it's just kind of like a fancy Q-tip type thing almost, and you stick it up between your gum line and you just give us a couple little swipes so we can pick up the tissues, and then we put that in the solution and let it run. The other option that we have is a finger stick. It's basically like a diabetes test, so we do just a prick on your finger and we wipe away 1 drop of blood, and then we take the second drop and then we're done. It's totally up to you, and we'll go with what you want to do. So
I think I'll go with the oral swab.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of a baby when it comes to needles. If that was my only option, I would totally do it. And I have done the finger prick before, so I do know that it's not a lot of blood or anything like that. I've actually never done the oral swab, so I'm kind of curious about that one.
Okay, cool. Well, let's stick with the oral swab then. Alright, so in just a second I'm going to hand you this oral swab, and I'm going to show you exactly what I want you to do with it.
Okay.
So you're going to take that, and you're going to stick it right here in between your gum and your lip, okay? And then like a windshield wiper, you're going to go right, left, and then back, and then do the same on the bottom.
Okay.
So right, left.
Okay.
Okay? Just like a windshield wiper.
It doesn't matter that I had a bagel like a half an hour ago, does it?
No.
Okay.
I think you're cool. A lot of people ask, can things get in the way of this? And, like, if I ate or if I drink, it's okay.
Okay.
We're looking for antibodies, not leftover food.
Right.
So I'm going to give you this now.
Okay.
Do you have any questions before you do it?
No.
Okay, so take that and just be sure that you get it all the way up there.
Okay.
There you go. And then so go to your right and then back. And you don't even have to go all the way back, just keep. Yep. And then they're here. And then go over and then back. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yes. Alright. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to stick that right into the solution.
Okay.
So we're going to let that sit, and in 20 minutes we'll have your results.
Cool. So since we're making a video and you guys know that I already kind of know my HIV status and we're doing this just for you guys, Jason was telling me that under normal circumstances they would actually do this a little bit differently with the testing. So how would that happen?
So typically what would happen, instead of running the test in here with you, like you said, we would actually take the swab, take the solution, take everything to the back into the lab. That way it's temperature controlled and it's out of sight.
Gotcha.
So one of the big things is if it's in front of you, you're going to want to keep looking and see, okay, what's it doing? Like, how's it running? What's going on?
Right.
And what I like to do is after the test is run, I will bring it back and I'll show show it to you and then explain the process.
Gotcha.
But if it's here in sight, it's gonna kind of take precedence over
Right.
conversations
Yes.
and talking and risk, because
Yeah.
you're always gonna be looking down.
Yeah.
So we like to take it out. While we wait for the test to run, we're gonna take a few minutes and just chat about this other form that you filled out.
Okay.
Your information, your history of different types and things like that.
Okay.
So I see that you have had an HIV test before. Was that here with us?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. And was there anything that prompted that, or just routine or anything like that?
Routine testing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good on you. All right. So one of the first things that I like to look at is how many sexual partners have you had? In this case, it's just one partner, so it's considered low.
Right.
An important thing to remember, you know, it's like our moms and grandmas always said, you know, like if you sleep with one person, you're sleeping with everyone that they slept with.
Right.
So the higher your number is, the greater risk you have for contracting HIV or even any other STIs for that matter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's something, you know, I always want to look at, and I'm not judging anyone for having a high number of partners.
Right.
But it's just something to be aware of. You know, that the more you have, the more you're at risk.
Right. Okay.
Do you mind me asking your sexual orientation?
No.
Okay, what is your sexual orientation?
Heterosexual?
Okay.
I circled the wrong.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong question
I know.
when I asked you that.
Did she circle monogamous?
Shut up.
That's coming up, don't worry. So now come the kind of more intense and personal questions.
Okay.
I'm not trying to get in your business and like get to know everything that you're doing. Ooh, what's she doing?
Okay.
If any of the questions are too uncomfortable, you don't have to answer them. And if you want to discuss them, we can do that as we go. So what we'll do is after we answer the questions, we'll go back and we'll look at the answers and we'll say, okay, where's the highest risk and how can we lower or even completely eliminate those risk factors? In the past 12 months is going to be what we're looking at.
Okay.
So in the past 12 months, how many sexual partners have you had?
Just one.
Okay, good. There's your monogamy. Was that partner male or female?
Male.
Okay, and what types of sexual contact did you have? Was it oral, vaginal, anal, both, all?
Oral and vaginal.
Okay, and have you had sex with a transgendered partner in the past 12 months?
No.
Okay. Have you had unprotected sex?
No.
Have you had sex with a person of unknown status?
No.
Alright. Have you had sex with an anonymous partner? So like that's somebody you don't really... That's your test.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Someone's calling.
sorry.
My anonymous partner.
Have you had sex with an HIV positive partner?
Yes.
Always being aware of your partner status, again, is really important so you know how to protect yourself.
Right.
So you may do things with an HIV negative partner that you wouldn't do with an HIV positive partner. And if you did want to engage in those activities with the positive partner, then just having a knowledge of, okay, well, how can I still have fun and still enjoy it, but be safe about it at the same time.
Right.
So.
Because I've been with an HIV positive partner for 14 years and I've stayed HIV negative, so
Exactly.
it is possible to do.
It absolutely is possible.
Right.
And more, it's becoming almost commonplace to be able to do that. So it, you know, it's not the scarlet letter anymore.
Right.
To be positive doesn't
Yeah.
mean that you can't be active too.
Right.
Yeah.
Scarlet letter now stands for active.
That's right.
So says the scarlet letter holder over there.
Have you had sex with an injecting drug user?
No.
Have you had sex while high and or intoxicated?
I don't think so. I mean, does a glass of wine count?
Are you that much of a lightweight?
Kind of, yes. I would say no. I would say the answer is no.
Okay. Well, I hope not after one glass, but
Right.
that's just
Exactly.
me.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had sex with someone who exchanges sex for money or drugs or things that he or she might need?
No.
Okay. And have you yourself done that?
No.
Okay. And have you been diagnosed with an STI or an STD?
No.
Have you used injection drugs yourself?
No.
So you haven't shared needleworks with anyone?
No.
Okay. And have you been the victim of a sexual assault?
No.
Okay. My interrogation is done.
Okay.
Okay.
It wasn't too bad.
Okay, so now it's been 20 minutes. We've been chit-chatting a little bit, talking about risk behavior. So we're going to look at your results.
Okay.
Typically, I would get up and go get them and bring them back.
Right.
But in this special case, we have it right here.
Okay.
So we're going to take a look down here. So if you look at the test, right here by the C, see that little pink line right there? It's kind of a pink-purple color.
Yes.
That's our control line.
Okay.
So that basically tests for, you know, the human tissues and things like that. So congratulations, you are a human being.
Yay!
So then right underneath of the C, right there's that T.
Okay.
That's our test line.
Okay.
So if antibodies were present, there would be a bright pink or purple colored line, just like you see there at the C.
Okay.
There's nothing there, so that means the test is non-reactive, and we did not find antibodies.
Okay.
Okay?
That's good.
So basically, what just happened is I gave Gwen her results, and we came back with a non-reactive test. That means that the test that we took didn't find any antibodies.
So most people would call that a negative test result. I know that non-reactive is the technical term for it, but most people would say that that's an HIV negative test result.
So definitely come twice a year, so every 6 months. If you're having sex often, or any of the factors that we've talked about today, your risk is increased, so you should come in more often. So every 3, 4, 5 months.
But use a condom.
Always.
Always.
To find a testing center near you, check out the link at pods.com. Or something like that.
No, that's good. So, that is what it's like to go get tested for HIV. We hope that this helps you guys feel comfortable to go get tested for HIV if you think that you need to. We think that everybody actually needs to be tested for HIV. It's very important to know your status and encourage your friends to go along with you. It's not a scary thing to do. So thank you guys for coming along with me, and we'll see you real soon.
Take care.
Bye!